station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
It's ridiculous to be going this fast in the middle of a rainstorm.
Tonight on DC News Now at 9, an early morning crash into the side of a local hospital. A close call indeed. A look at the damage done to the intensive care unit. And suing the police, what one family claims happened before a loved one was killed by an off-duty officer. The conflicting information between both sides. And preparing for summer allergy season. Like it or not, it may be here. We hear from one doctor on how you can avoid the worst of the effects this year. Good evening. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 9. I'm Ben Dennis. Over to our Scott Sumner, meteorologist tonight for DC News Now. Hey, Scott, it was another sticky day, but plenty of headlines in the mix.
Oh, yes, indeed. And tomorrow we'll bring another day of headlines. We'll talk about that coming up in just a few. But right now, we have a few baby showers out there. Let's take a look at our radar scope here. And you can see they're primarily in Prince William County here and Fairfax County. Nothing severe, obviously. Just a little heavy rain that moved through Centerville at one point. A little shower activity over towards Mount Vernon, Dale City, and then extending closer towards the Dumfries area. Where are these showers going to continue to go? They're going to continue to move to the south and the east, sagging away and keeping either their weak side to them or even weakening further as we go throughout the next hour or so. And then beyond that, there is nothing else on the radar scope that's going to impact us tonight. So we have a fairly quiet night. And the headlines show, drying out tonight. Sunny start to the week. Daily storms return on Tuesday and no extreme temperatures coming up this week. We'll break it down, have that 7-day for you coming up.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Scott. New tonight, a car slammed into a wall outside of Maryland Hospital's ICU. Patients still inside. The driver reportedly speeding during a downpour and racing another driver. Our Dave Laval tells us some patients inside the hospital had to be moved.
This is some of the damage caused when a driver crashed into this building with people inside it.
This could have been a lot worse.
Sarah Newman is not exaggerating. The public relations director got called into work Sunday morning after a car slammed into a wall of the intensive care unit at Fort Washington Medical Center. Patients were just on the other side.
Everybody was moved out of the ICU and into other areas of the hospital. Some patients were transferred to other facilities.
Prince George's County Police told us it appears the driver was street racing in the rain and lost control of his car. It went airborne, took out a sign at the entrance, slammed into the wall and a 10-ton container that houses the ICU generator.
It's ridiculous to be going this fast in the middle of a rainstorm.
Gary Faulkner does landscape work for the hospital.
It's ridiculous to be going that fast coming down the street. That's unnecessary and very dangerous for this stretch of road.
The generator appears undamaged, but the best news,
thankfully no one was injured, including the driver.
Though police said they did issue him several citations. Hospital administrators told us crews will return here on Monday to inspect the building and determine when it's safe for patients to return here. In Fort Washington, Dave Laval, DC News Now.
All right, thanks to Dave. New tonight in Prince William County, a man has been charged with involuntary manslaughter after the gun he was holding fired, killing a man in an apparent accident. Police say that they responded to the shooting around 6 p.m. Saturday on Scotland Loop. When they got there, they learned that 27-year-old Daniel Marquez and 21-year-old Reynaldo Hernandez were passing around a handgun. Police found that while Marquez was holding the gun, he accidentally shot Hernandez in the chest, who later died at the hospital. Marquez is being held without bond. DC police are also investigating a homicide that happened Saturday night in Southeast. Authorities responded to calls of a shooting just before 8:30 p.m. on Atlantic Street. There they found 34-year-old Pamela Taylor of Northeast D.C. She'd suffered from a gunshot wound. She was transported to a nearby hospital where she later died. Police are offering a reward up to $25,000 for any tips leading to an arrest. And D.C. police also investigating another homicide happened early Saturday morning in Northwest. Police say they responded to calls of a shooting on 3rd Street just after midnight. When they got there, they found 27-year-old Joy Zuckerman of Northwest found dead on scene of the crime. Police offering a reward, also up to $25,000, leading to an arrest. And new details tonight. The family of a man shot and killed by an off-duty D.C. police officer has now sued him and the city for $25 million. The wrongful death lawsuit comes after the U.S. Attorney's Office says there was not sufficient evidence to pursue federal criminal rights charges against the officer. The lawsuit filed this week by the family of 23-year-old Lazarus Wilson claims that D.C. Police Commander Jason Bagshaw left a restaurant at the wharf last summer to investigate where there was a skirmish surrounding Wilson. The suit claims that Wilson and his friend were at the wharf to buy a watch, but two people unknown to them showed up armed and assaulted Wilson and his friend. The attorney representing Wilson says he was acting in self-defense.
He was trying to prevent himself from being robbed, and instead of Commander Bagshaw assessing that situation, he chose just to take action and shoot someone.
We will continue to fight. We continue to protest. We continue to remember his name.
On the ground.
And the U.S. Attorney's Office says Bagshaw fired one shot after he identified himself as an officer. But the lawsuit claims he did not say anything, according to witnesses, and he fired two shots. Meantime, then Police Chief Robert Contee had this to say after Wilson was shot and killed by Commander Bagshaw.
The fact that we have police officers out enjoying a night to themselves or dinner, but yet forsaking all of the fact that they were there for themselves, decided to take action in a situation that could have been very dangerous and deadly for other visitors to that area, I think it says a lot about their character.
Commander Bagshaw was not charged after the U.S. Attorney's Office said in February they did not find enough evidence to prove he used excessive force. A hearing has not yet been scheduled for the lawsuit, and D.C. police say they don't comment on pending litigation. To the cost of your commute in Loudoun County, well, it could get pricier. The Australia-based company that owns and operates the Greenway, which is that stretch of highway that extends beyond the Dulles Toll Road, well, the company wants to raise tolls 40% during rush hours. Our Haley Milon covers Northern Virginia and has a look at how this could impact your wallet and your time.
When I talked to commuters here in Virginia about the Greenway, I got a lot of grimaces, a lot of, ooh, it's too expensive. I try not to take it. And they say that's the catch-22. The county needs to go build and repair free public roads, which leads to a decrease in revenue for the company.
I make sure I plan my day out to take like an extra 20 minutes just to make sure I get around.
Myron Wells avoiding the pricey Greenway commute no matter the lengths. And the trip could get steeper. The Greenway is privately owned by Australia-based Atlas Arteria. They filed a request this week with the State Corporation Commission to hike tolls nearly 40%. Taking the route during peak hours would go from $5.80 to $8.10. That means you take the road daily to and from work during peak hours, you'd be paying nearly $1,200 more per year.
That's insane. That's a lot of money, like $8 just for one way.
In its filing, the company justifies the request by citing significant increases in its debt in coming years and lower than anticipated ridership.
I think the tolls are already too high.
Delegate Suhas Subramaniam says 2021 legislation prevents unjustified rate hikes, requiring State Corporation Commission approval to increase tolls. He says the counties had to improve and add to public roads because people just can't afford the toll.
Of course, that's going to lower ridership, sort of like a chicken or egg situation.
And he thinks things need to backtrack.
Long term, I'd like to see a solution where we're driving down toll rates and we're getting to a place where everyone can afford driving on this road.
There's no date yet on the decision on the requested rate hike. The State Corporation Commission will weigh feedback from community stakeholders before making that call. In Ashburn, Haley Milon, DC News Now.
And new tonight, thousands of travelers are getting caught up in passport processing chaos. That's how it's been described to us. The problem has been costly and frustrating for people across the U.S. But the State Department says a post-pandemic surge of travel is overwhelming their systems. But lawmakers are looking for a fix. One U.S. senator introduced a bill to cap processing fees, reinforce staffing to deal with surges, and create online tracking.
It's amazing I can go online and track a package all the way to my door and see every place it's going, but you can't do that with your own passport to even know what status or how much longer it's going to be. This is doable technology.
And while lawmakers tackle the issue, AAA travel experts advise people to expect at least a 3-month delay when getting your passport. Montgomery County is giving away thousands of Chromebook laptops for families and families in need, all for free during July. You can pick yours up in a few days. As DC News Now's Tosin Fakile reports the needed information to register and qualify.
There's still the opportunity for some low-income families to register to pick up a free laptop on Tuesday in Montgomery County. It is a new program created by the county's Digital Equity and Inclusion Program to distribute tens of thousands of free laptops. Montgomery County officials say even though low-income families make up 21% of county households, they represent a significant 60% of households without computers. The county's Digital Equity and Inclusion Program received a $7 million grant to distribute 34,000 Chromebook laptops to low-income households. So here are the dates and times families can register for and go pick up that free Chromebook. On Tuesday from noon to 4 p.m. at the Gaithersburg Library on Montgomery Village Avenue. On Wednesday at Wheaton American Job Center from noon to 4 p.m. And on Thursday from 1 to 5 p.m. at the McGee Library on Wayne Avenue in Silver Spring. But families do have to meet certain qualifications to get the free Chromebook. They must be enrolled in a benefit program like SNAP, free school lunch, WIC, or project-based rental assistance. Families must be enrolled in the Affordable Connectivity or a Lifeline internet or telephone discount programs. And the households must earn less than 200% of the federal poverty rate. You can see what those numbers are on our website. Now, once you have registered, and eligible residents must bring a photo ID, proof of address like a piece of mail, and proof of enrollment in a benefit program like a SNAP card or proof of income. We'll have more details on what other days you can register to pick up a free Chromebook on our website, dcnewsnow.com. I'm Tosin Fakile for DC News Now.
All right, good evening, everyone. Take a look. We've got some clearer skies off to the west as all the stormy weather and the heavy rains over the last 24 hours continue to shove out to the Atlantic Ocean and to the north as well. Now, granted, we've had a couple of spotty showers move across the area, but nothing more than that across the region. And if you're wondering about these storms off towards Columbus, Ohio, they should stay there and not have an impact in our area. What about the current heat indices? What's it feel like you're stepping outside? Still feels at this hour at 9:12 as 90 degrees in the district, 84 at Annapolis. You had 75 at Winchester and Martinsburg. A little more relief out that way in some of the higher elevations. But you know what? It's going to be hot everywhere tomorrow and going into the next 7 days. As you see, the forecasted heat indices across the board are going to be pretty much holding into the 90s or a few upper 80s later into the week. Now, how about your rain chances? Well, rain chances, they're going to be anywhere from a slight chance to a chance, even likely chance here on Tuesday. Slight chance there, about 50%. All right, so what about plenty of evening tonight? Well, this is what we're looking at here. 80 degrees around 10 o'clock, upper 70s at 1 a.m. and mid 70s around 4 a.m. But the skies will be clear, no storms overnight tonight. We'll have your Monday forecast and beyond with a 7-8 coming up.